I had nothing. Basically, I like got out of a 1.5 year long relationship and had gotten really tired of not doing anything besides going to school. So my friend invited me to a comedy show and I watched it and I was like, that's awesome. I had one joke and my friend Quinn was like, no, you have to go tell it. So I went up and told that joke along with others and it went well enough. I mean, I wasn't good, but it went well enough for me that I continued doing it once a month at that point. Awful. I don't know, it was no good. I liked it though because I liked the idea of having complete control over what happens. Like, if it's bad, it's because I did something wrong. Like, I don't have to worry about anything else besides what I'm doing, and it's constantly under my control. I get to write things, I get to perform, and I'm in complete control of pretty much the entire mechanism. And yeah, that's a good part of it. Out of the comedians that I've seen, as far as their specials, I do respect Amy Schumer, as cliche as that is, but as a female performer and to see the level of success she's achieved, like, and her material is pretty on par with the level of vulgarity. I do appreciate her. Like Louis C.K. and them, just the basic comedians that everybody knows and everybody's seen, their top stuff is always something that even if I don't find it super funny, I respect it. It's like Seinfeld. I respect him. I don't think his material's like my style, but he's made the most money of any comedian of all time. Like, so. I mean, television shows, I watch cartoons because I like art and I like cartoon art, like Adventure Time and like regular show, stuff like that. Like cartoons that are, especially Adventure Time, like the artsy stuff, the creators of that had like sub-shows that they did that were really cool. They were like YouTube series. But I mean, honestly, as far as television goes, I don't watch it. Movies, I don't watch them. My favorite movie of all time is Sybil, which if you don't know what that is, it's a made-for-TV movie from the 1960s starring Sally Field about the first documented case of multiple personality disorder. Like, it's a fucked up movie. But that's usually, like, it's weird because my style, like, I'll watch comedy movies, but I don't sit down and watch the whole thing. It's something I kind of just tune in and out of, so. But as far as comedy shows go, I mean, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has probably just been something I can always watch. I haven't stuck with it the whole time, but I like the dynamics of the show. I like the dynamics of the cast and the writing and how they it's a very similar structure to every episode, but they're still very unique, every single one, and the characters all have very defined roles. I don't know if there's a movie that like stands out that's super funny to me though, and that's unfortunate because I don't find as much humor and stuff around me as I do in my own life. Like, I feel like I do it more out of a mechanism, as like a thing that I just do than I look around and enjoy, which is weird, but yeah. I'd probably go with Doug Stanhope. That dude goes to dive bar-ish looking areas. Like, he likes the smaller like venues and the bars and the not so like upscale clubs. His material and his presentation is on point. I saw him once here in Daytona and it was honestly my favorite show. It was one of the best things I ever did was spend the money. I had just quit my job and I had maybe $800 in the bank and I spent like $40 of it on a ticket. So that was like 5% just on a ticket for that, but it was totally worth it. Like, I got his autograph and it's just above my bed and it's right there and I'm like, yep, Doug Stanhope, it's right there. So it would probably have to be him, honestly, just because he does the venue style that I like and he does the material that I like, so. Honestly, I'm gonna have to pick people that know me because I feel like it would be so much better. And I feel like Jack would have to be one of them for sure. Travis, because he's traveled with me and just seen me in every circumstance. Marty, I'd let Sam Ivy do it because she knows me pretty well and she's fucking hilarious. Like, I think she would probably be one of the best. And Scott Harrell, if you don't know him, he doesn't perform as much, but he started the first open mic here in Daytona that I ever did. So. I actually do radio call-ins right now, and they're not really based off of comedy, but they always end up being comedic to me. So I kind of like doing the voice part of it, like, and that's something weird to me because I hate talking on the phone and I hate text message. Like, I like personal interaction, but when it comes to that, it's funny. So I'm like, I love the idea of like being able to just inflect stuff through my voice because I do have a very like almost monotone approach to speaking. But there's a way that, you know, it's fun. There's no facial or body language acting. It's all words. So I think that would be fun. Doing like, I mean, honestly, like, improv would be something I'd be interested in trying just out of gaining the skill. But I don't think it'd be something I could do long term. But I never thought I would do comedy long term either, so. I don't know if you can call something a career that you don't make any livable income off of, but as far as doing comedy, I'm just gonna keep doing it. I just started working. I took 2 years off of working to do stand-up. I just started working for the first time about 2 months ago, and I'm pretty miserable already, so I'm probably gonna continue to live off of very little amount of money and doing as much comedy as possible, and that's gonna be my comedy career. Like, I'm an artist. I'm just gonna be broke. I lived off of $4,000 last year to do this. Like, that's I don't care. I'd rather do it than make money. So honestly, I don't see it really being financially viable. That's not common, but it's something I see still being a thing in 5 years. Like, I'll always do it, probably until I just lose all hope for life, because it's just the best thing I've ever done. A lot of my sets, a lot of my jokes are written about things that have either happened to me or someone I know. And a lot of my topics are things that people find taboo, deviant, you know, behavior, whatever. And there's a point where I write about it just so people talk about it. Like, I'm tired of like rape being something people can't talk about, or periods. Like, dudes don't know anything about periods or buying tampons. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. They shouldn't know. Like, I did a joke tonight about going to the gynecologist. I don't know how many people actually got it because it was so loosely there. However, I wrote that joke because I know guys that are like, oh, I have to go get a prostate exam. Do you realize I've been going to the gynecologist since my early teen years, and they basically are doing the same, if not worse, to me. So I think it's more of like I want to educate people. Like, I want people to realize that, like, there's things out there that they don't talk about that either you can relate on, or you can learn about, or you could at least be more sensitive to. Like, herpes. I wrote a joke about herpes, and people have such a strong stigma for it. And yeah, it sucks. No one wants herpes, but it's a fucking skin condition. Like, it shouldn't be so taboo that it like freaks people out to talk about it. And that's why I write about the shit I do, because none of it do I feel like I shouldn't be able to walk into at least a bar and talk to the average person about. Like, people should be able to talk about this day-to-day, like, natural, normal, statistically, like, common shit. This is stuff that people should not be afraid to talk about. And I think that that's what a lot of it is. It's not to be vulgar just for vulgarity's sake. It's to be vulgar because people shouldn't get all weirded out when they hear about periods, or they shouldn't be all uncomfortable when they hear about, you know, whatever, abortions. Like, I think it's something where I want people to realize, like, there's not a taboo. Everything can be funny, everything can be awful. Like, there's a range for every single circumstance, and as long as you present things the right way, it's good. And I think that that's what comedy's about, is taking something and making it funny even when it's not. Hi, I'm Amanda Michelle. Make sure to check out my interview on acutiepie.com.